Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by my channel. I'm Danielle LaRocca and I'm here to talk to you. So I wanted to do a video because a lot of people asked me showing off like all of the palettes that I have currently. So it's 2019, it's almost 2020. Where has the time gone? I have no idea. It keeps going by faster and faster. But anyway, so this video is going to be like my makeup review 2019, kind of like a My Beauty Collection 2019 video. And of course in 2020, I'm sure I will be having more palettes. I know I already have one on the way. I just wanted to kind of go over all of the palettes that I currently own. There's eyeshadow palettes, there's a couple face palettes, but it's mostly all eyeshadow palettes and the ones that I use all the time. So if you want to see what I have and maybe let me know what other videos you want me to do after seeing what I have, and then go ahead and make sure you subscribe and of course stay tuned. Let's get into it. I currently have about, I want to say 15 different palettes. That includes like the eyeshadow, the face, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna start off, I guess maybe by size, because I have them kind of in a pile, although they've kind of fallen down on me. So let's start with this first one. This is the Kylie Pressed Powder Face Palette. I just recently got this one, and yeah, I'll link the video below, but I did an Ulta Beauty haul recently, so I'll put that in the description. But yeah, so this is her face palette. So when you open it up, it has blush, it has bronzer, and then 2 highlights, which I love this palette. I use it every day. I am actually using it right now. I have the blush on, and I know my face is a little bit oily today. And the bronzer, but yeah, and then when I'm feeling a little bit extra, then I'll use the highlighters, and these are really bright, really blinding. I love this palette, so this is what I have, and I use this on a daily basis. My next one, and again, I did a video on this one as well, so I will link that video in the description below. I'm obsessed with ColourPop, so I have a couple ColourPop palettes, and this one I just recently got. This is the ColourPop Smoke Show palette. It has the shade names on the back, and of course it also has the shade names inside the palette. This is great for that perfect smoky eye. You really can't go wrong using this palette. It has mattes, it has shimmers, it's got, you know, the transition shades, it's got the darker shades for your crease. Anything that you really want to do for smoky eyes, I highly suggest this palette. It is bomb. And just ColourPop, their formula is absolutely to die for, and the price point is killer. So this is sort of like another face palette. This is the Cover FX Contour Kit. It has like kind of like the steps on the back, and then when you open it up, it has it's like a cream formula. So you have like your concealers, you got a highlight in there, and then 2 like contour shades. You can see I've really went in hard on the dark one. I find that when I use this one, it kind of gives me a little bit of oily skin. Of course, everybody's different. And I don't typically have oily skin. And I know you're saying, what, you're oily today? But yeah, no, I switched up a new moisturizer, and I think it's leaving me a little bit oily. So yeah, that's the Cover FX one that I have. And then, of course, the iconic, you know I love Jeffree Star. So I have the mini controversy and that whole debacle, you know, when they broke the internet, or we broke the internet. I wasn't able to get the conspiracy palette yet. But I did get the mini, and I'm so glad that I did. And I did a quick look tutorial on this one as well, so I will link this video below in my description for you guys to check out if you're interested. But yeah, so here are all of the colors. I love this palette. So far, I've only had it for a few weeks, but I've used the blues, the purples, and even like the reds colors. I've used some of these, but the main look that I love to do with this palette is with the red color and the brown and like a little bit of like the shimmer. And it looks really natural, really pretty. You can go as exotic or as dark or light as you want to, but I know it's small, but there is so many things you can do with this palette. And the pigments are outrageous. It is insane. So this one is probably really one of my go-tos when I'm feeling kind of lazy or when I'm in like the pink mood. But again, so with ColourPop, this is the Disney Designer Collection, and I believe that, yeah, so this palette's called It's a Princess Thing, and it has all of the shade names on the back, and then it has a cute little picture of the Disney princesses inside, like on the front, and then inside it has like all of their little autographs, which I think is really cute. And here is what this palette looks like. See, I like really go in hard on this one. I really use these top 3 or 4, and then for my lid I use a couple of these. But I always get comments whenever I use like my pink look that I do. So let me know if you guys want me to do a video on like the pink look that I do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go on my Instagram. I'm sure I have photos where I have my pink on. So when I want pink, this is where I go. And again, like it has the shimmers, and it even has some darker colors, which is great. So yeah, this really is one of my favorites, and I can't remember the price that this one was, but I mean, it was ColourPop, so they have less expensive products, but the quality is like luxury, which is why I'm obsessed with ColourPop. My next one I will do is, so again, from my beauty haul video at Ulta that I did recently, I also picked up the pressed powder palette from Kylie. Shade names on the back, shade names in the palette. It's really pretty, and this is actually what I'm wearing right now. I wanted to go for like a darker pink, like taupey type of look today. I used the shades Check ID. I used the shade, let's see. Oh yeah, Payback's a Bitch. I at first didn't use this one when I got it because it looked a little brown, but now that I tried it, it's more like a taupey color, and I use that like on the outside of the corners of my eyes. And then, yeah, I think I used the Pray for Snow shade, like kind of in the center a little bit, just to add a little bit more like flecks of glitter. Yeah, and then for my transition shade up on top, I think I used Forever Young. So again, like a lot that you can do with this palette. This is great for the holidays, you guys. It's really cool, and like it has the mirror inside. Can't go wrong. All right, so my next one here is the Jawbreaker palette from Jeffree Star. I believe he launched this one this past summer, and it has the huge mirror. I know it's all dirty. I have my fingerprints all over it, but I literally use this palette even just for the mirror. Like when I'm doing other looks, I love this because you can bend this palette backwards and it lays flat, so you can hold it when you're doing your makeup. But this is the inside. So many looks that you can do with this. And they're all amazing. You got the rainbow colors, some of the muted colors, and then even ones that look a little muted, like they're not super pigmented. You can do natural looks like this shade Cone down here. That is probably one of my favorite transition shades that I use. And you can do pink looks, you can do purples, blues, greens, yellows, orange, reds, you name it. You got it in here. So my next one, this is the Norvina from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The only thing I have to say I don't like about this palette is the front is very like soft and velvety. So it gets dirty really quick. And again, it has like a mirror inside, and then these are the shades. You know, I always say I don't like wearing pink, but if you notice, all of the pans of my pinks are like gone. But yeah, these also are really great colors to use, the Passion and Eccentric, and even Volatile. So these three down here, if you want more of like a natural glam, neutral looks, this is a great palette. And then it's got your pinks and purples. So you're pretty much set with this palette. I experience a lot of fallout with this one, but in all honesty, like fallout doesn't really bother me that much because I have a really nice fluffy like bronzer brush, and I can always just sweep under my eyes and it seems to do the trick. If you love Anastasia, then I would highly recommend this palette. Just remember, it's probably gonna get dirty. All right, so my next palette, actually, I'm gonna throw in, I have a couple like face paint palettes too. So for you guys that like to do like the fantasy looks, you know, with like leopard or whatever it may be, I picked this up, well, these two up rather. I picked these two up from Amazon. This is the CC Beauty Professional Cosmetics face paint. And this one, you don't need to add like water to it. It's not water activating. I usually would apply that, like, I don't think this one came with a brush. I'm not sure, but you can use an eyeshadow brush. You can even literally go to like a craft store and pick up paintbrushes, and use that. Even you can use paintbrushes like as eyeshadow brushes. But yeah, so this is really cool. I was able to dabble into this one a little bit on my Instagram IGTV. I actually did a leopard print look on my 6-year-old daughter to test out all of these, mostly like the yellows and the browns, a little bit of the black and white, and then in this one, which is the face and body paint for kids, blue squid. But you know, I know it doesn't have to be for kids because I used it and I'm 32 years old. But there's this one. This one comes with a paintbrush. Yeah, these colors are all really nice. I didn't have any reactions or anything. These were my first kind of dabble like into the face painting journey, and I was a little afraid of how it would react with my skin. And I don't really have sensitive skin, but of course, like buying something for the first time, I wasn't really too sure. And even on my daughter, she didn't have any problems, but again, everybody's different, so just keep that in mind. I'm just letting you know what happened to me. So nothing happened to me. So these are the two face paint palettes that I have. So let me know if you guys want me to do any looks with these, because like I said, I've only used them once on my daughter, and I would love to dabble in more and hear some ideas from you guys. My next palette is another Jeffree Star palette. This is the Androgyny. I would get compliments all the time. This was probably my favorite transition shade. It's not almost gone, but it's getting there. The orange I used, and then I always mixed it with the darker purple, the Androgyny shade. This is really great. Love this palette. Haven't really touched too much of these shades. I probably will. I just really loved like these 4 colors up here. Super cute. Has like the mirror again. It's very dirty because this was my favorite for a while. So this is the iconic Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I like it and I don't, because the shade names, like, they're on the back, but I get confused because there are no shade names in like the actual palette. Oh, my throat is getting dry. There are no shade names in the actual palette, so I always like have to turn it around and like count to where like it is like on the inside. So I'm always a huge fan of people that put like the shade names inside the palette, and this one doesn't have that. So that's the only downfall I have with this. And there's no mirror. I understand that she wanted to do like a shout out to her fans, but it would have been cool to have a mirror included. I tend to go to the Jaclyn Hill palette for like the red looks that I like to do, because this color, I think this one is called Hunts right here. That's bomb. Like that is probably one of my favorite like reddish orangish colors I've ever seen. It's kind of hard to trump that one. So even if you just want this palette just for like the red, it's totally worth it. Next, this is slowly becoming a personal favorite of mine. And again, it was in the beauty haul video that I did. This is the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. This palette's sick, you guys. Seriously. No mirror, I know, and no shade names inside, but it does come with like the plastic sheet covering with the shade names on it, because there are none on the back either. But if you don't really care about that, don't worry about it. I mean, we buy eyeshadow for the colors anyway, right? So yeah, this is what this one looks like. I love all of these colors. I think I've tried all of them at least once. The green is amazing. That's the reason why I bought it. But now I'm really glad I bought it because I love this gold color here in the center. Totally glittery. It's amazing to like put in the corners of your eyes. Yeah, again, you can do like some really great fall looks with this one because you have the oranges and the browns, and I actually did a fall look video using this palette, so I'll probably link that video too as well if you guys want to check it out. So here's that. It's got some pinks, like mauve and taupe, and then the orange and peaches. It's just a really great overall palette to add to your collection. I am actually getting this palette for she's like my sister-in-law. Yeah, just because it's my favorite and I think that she would really like it too. So I am gifting her one of these for Christmas, but shh, don't tell her. And if she's watching this, oh my God, I'm sorry. I spilt the beans about your gift. So of course, another iconic palette, the James Charles in Morphe. No shade names on the back. There are no shade names on the inside either, but again, it came originally with the clear plastic covering that had the shade names, but I always just toss those out and forget about them. So I guess in all actuality, the shade names don't really matter, but if I'm explaining on my channel about a color and I don't know a name for it, then I get frustrated. This is a really great one. It's large and in charge. It's got the rainbow colors, some, you know, I really like the black. It's really hard to find a good black in a palette that doesn't have like a lot of fallout or doesn't like smear or look like muddy or, you know what I mean, streaky. And this one I actually really like. And it's huge. Like, look at the size of that one compared to like the other small ones. I love that. So you can definitely do some colorful like smoky eye looks with this one. Even just like neutral smoky eyes with some browns. Yeah, this palette's really great. Highly recommend this one as well. And then last but definitely not least, this is the new Morphe X Jeffree Star. This one, yeah, this does have a mirror on the inside, which I actually liked. So it has a mirror, and then here are the shades, and this gold is really cool. Again, I would use it like in the corners of my eye. And then it's got some really light like baby pink colors, and the green is really nice. And it's kind of like the green in the Fierce by Nature palette. So yeah, you can do like bridal looks with this one, you know, party looks, I don't know, anything you want to do really. I love it. I think I'll probably use it tomorrow. So that is my collection of palettes for 2019. I know I do have one more coming on the way. I wish I had it sooner so I could include it in this video, but I'll just have to do it for when I do my 2020 video. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone by. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to see maybe some things that you haven't seen before, or maybe, you know, hear that I liked something and want to try it out. Maybe you haven't gotten around to picking up one of these. A lot of the ones I feel are very iconic. I love to see what all the hype is about when people talk about products, so I try to get them as quickly as possible. I hope you guys love this video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell notification. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and if you want to see more of my videos. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.